Hey everybody, Rory from ANSgear. We're upstairs with some Dye rotors today because the brand new Freeflow funnel feed system is out and available for everyone. So this is a replacement for the internal drive assembly of the rotor loaders to help with reliability on feeding paint and jamming issues that some people have with their rotors. So this will work on all versions of the rotor, whether it be an LTR rotor, whether it be an R2 rotor, or an original rotor right there. So if you've got the jewels on the side and the little window on the corner right there, you've got an original, like a Gen 1 rotor right there. LTRs are the all composite outside, and then the R2 has the tab on the back so you can adjust the capacity of your rotor. But this system will work for all versions of the rotor right there. We have an LTR right here. We're gonna break it open. We're gonna throw it inside and we'll kind of go from there. So first thing we want to do is lift our lid up, get our top assembly off, get our tray out, and then pull our assembly out of there. So tabs back, and then we can take the whole thing out. It'll come with 4 pieces that should fall out of there. I am going to remove the bottom motor assembly out as well, because we'll talk about that. So let's get the funnel system out. Funnel system does come with a tiny little manual, a quick start guide inside of there. Reason why I took the whole motor assembly out is in part of the instructions it says for best results to turn the tension screw 2 turns in. Tension screw is right down here at the bottom. See that right there? Turning this screw in 2 turns is going to give you the best results. Now I have seen on most rotors that I've pulled out of the box, LTRs, that this screw is almost all the way in already. So I'm not sure whether they are saying 2 turns in from flush, 2 turns in from where you get it right out of the box. I don't know. It doesn't say on there for that. It says turn it 2 turns in. A lot of the loaders I've looked at, you can't turn 2 turns in. So I would bring it back out flush, turn it in 2, and then run your loader and see how it goes. If you find that you're not getting the results you want, turn it in a little bit more. Or turn it out a little bit. You know, you got to play around with it a little bit and see. So wanted to show you where that is right here on the bottom. You can see that this one is turned in pretty far already. It is definitely not flush, and this one is one that we pulled right out of the box and used a little bit right there. So kind of just got to play around with it a little bit. So that being said, let's move on to getting the parts inside there. So they've simplified the design for the loader assembly down inside there. Let me get my bottom back in here. So instead of having 4 pieces like you see right here, now we've got 2. We've got a top, and we've got the lower sub tray right here. So now all you have is 1 piece spinning, and this spins like this, and it funnels paint down in here and out the bottom. This piece does not move. This inner piece does not spin. This piece stays still. This piece rotates around the assembly right there. When you had this one on there, this planetary gear set went underneath and it went right here. So that when this piece rotated like this center arm assembly rotated in the opposite direction. I'm rotating to the right, or we're rotating counterclockwise. This center arm is rotating clockwise right here. And what that was doing was kind of like scooping the paint together and kind of getting it as fast as it can to feed it down in there, which made the rotor an incredibly fast loading system right there. Then you had this piece on the top, which was married up to this outer piece, so it spun along with it. So this piece will go like that. So you had opposite rotating pieces right there, to really scoop that paint in and make it go in fast. But because you had those arms rotating against each other, those pieces really created pinch points inside there where if your paint was weird shaped, poor quality, small, you could run into some issues with it just jamming inside there. So now they've eliminated all that. You have one rotating assembly now. Nothing else is going to rotate inside of there. And it's helping get paint right down into the bottom. So after we've adjusted our spring tension inside there, we want to have this bottom, so this funnel assembly right here, where the paint would physically go in, we want that facing towards the back of the loader right there. So we want to drop that down in, kind of into this area right there. And that's down in the bottom. If I turn it on, you can see that nothing happens. It's not going to do anything. Because the gear that's going to turn things is up higher, and it's going to mesh up with these gears on here and start spinning around in there. Now I've found that trying to do this doesn't work that well. So I take them out, try to assemble them already, and then put them in. Like that. And make sure that that matches up. Now you can just turn it like that. But there's nothing holding that spinning piece down. So you can easily lift that up and it's not going to grip properly and spin. So we want to make sure that we do have the top tray on and holding that in place. Plus, make sure our tabs are over right there. It's going to hold everything in place. Make sure it's all nice and combined. And then there we go. We got our top tray on there. So that's that one. Now, where are we at? Here we go. We got another one right here, which has the regular one in there. And we put new batteries in both of them. We're gonna run paint through them, see how they go. Now, if you have original rotor, like this one, the assembly is the exact same. If you have an R2, once you get the tray out, the assembly is the exact same. So the only difference between the R2 is just how this tray right here comes out. We've got videos on how to get the tray out. But the sub-assembly, the actual assembly pieces, they're all the same between the two loaders right there. So let's get our, let's do a little, try to do a little loady load right here before we put everything back on. We don't need this one right here. We're gonna do this. And then we'll throw some paint into here. Even though we don't have the top on it, we'll see what we can do here. Just get an idea of what it looks like. So I've got my finger underneath it to stop the paint from coming out the bottom. There you have it. All right, let's really load them up now. Take our setup. One thing that Rotors definitely didn't like supposed to be overfilled. So let's try that. That's pretty tight. Right in there. Ready? No jams? We got a couple left in here. Let's do one more. We'll leave the lid open this time. There we go. Now, let's run a standard LTR and see if we can hear a difference in speed. I can already tell that the shock, the free flow, that the assembly is slightly slower. I can see that in just how the paint's coming out the bottom of the loader. But it's still fast. So if you sacrifice that crazy speed that you see in the rotors for better consistency, I think that's a pretty good thing. I mean, it's night and day difference, speed-wise, on there between the two. We'll do a side-by-side. So let's get this one full. That one. I'm going to just close that lid and push that against there so we don't have any paint falling out yet. Woo. Come back here. Alright, let's close that one. I'll hold that one, I lost one out of there. Start that one. I don't know how I'm going to do this. Let's see. I'll put my finger on it like this. I'm going to start it. All right. Now, here we go. 3, 2, 1, go. I mean, you can see the difference right there. The way the original housing is scooping that paint together and pushing it down is fast. But being so fast is, I think, what causes it to have the issues with pinching and jamming paint right there. So to get more reliability and to sacrifice a little bit of speed out of it, I think is not a problem right there. It's still plenty fast to be shooting in your 10.2 to 12 BPS range with no misses inside there. So, again, like I said, sacrificing that overall speed for consistency is definitely what we're going for right here. So if you have a rotor, an LTR, or an R2, and you see yourself having those problems with jamming and consistency and reliability, check out the brand new Freeflow funnel feed system. It's available through the website. Order yours now through ANSgear.com.